Hey everybody, my name is Casey, and today I'm going to be telling you a little bit about the M1 Finance Investing Platform, why I like it so much, why I use it, and why I think it's a great option for beginner investors with small amounts of capital to invest who want a great platform with a whole lot of benefits. So here we go. One of the biggest hurdles for investors to get started investing is minimums. A lot of brokers, a lot of investing accounts have minimum fees. M1 Finance has a $100 minimum fee. So your first $1,000 you can trade totally for free, and it's a $100 minimum. The other problem is something called fractional shares. So if you have a whole share, let's say this represents a whole share of Apple stock, it costs $143 today. With M1 Finance, you can buy just a fraction of Apple stock. So if you don't have $143 or multiples of $143, you can just buy $10 worth of Apple stock and $5 worth of Tesla and some clean tech, as it's showing you here. So that allows us to get started with as little as $100, like it says down here. First $1,000, $100 minimum, totally free. It allows us to get started with that $100 and get our feet wet in the market and trading and being invested. So it's not so scary in a way where we can buy fractional shares of things, which is really, really cool. So $0 commission, that means when you buy and sell something, when you add it to your portfolio. So if you came in here and let's say you wanted to add in some Tesla stock to your little pie, which is the way that M1 works, it works with pies, or you want to sell this Apple stock over here, you can do that without incurring a fee. For example, E-Trade, when you buy and sell stocks, it will charge you $7 when you buy it and $7 when you sell it. So if you only have $100, that's going to eat a big chunk out. So say, here's $100 minus 14, $86. I'm just doing that on the calculator so you have a way to see that. I know what 100 minus 14 is, right? So to you, 86 bucks by the time you get done trading. Let's say that you put it in and it's $93 when you put it in, and you earn 10% on your trade. You're up to 102, and you sell it for another $7. You're back down to $95.30. So you actually lost money because of the commissions, even though you earned 10% on your trade. So that sucks. That's why we want to use M1 Finance. That's why I really recommend it. There are other platforms out there that have commission-free trading ability, but many of those do not also come with the fractional share ability. So M1 it's transparent. Once you pass $1,000, it only costs you $25, which I believe is $2.50 at $1,000. 123 times 0.25. That's not the correct number. 123 times 0.0025. $2.50. To trade all year long, where something like E-Trade will cost you $7 every time you buy and sell. So all the way up to $100,000, it's only going to cost you a quarter of 1%, or 0.0025. Let's take a look at a few other reasons why M1 Finance is really just a solid platform, and some of the reasons why I really like it so much. You can come into M1 Finance and you can use some of these pies that already exist. So you might be able to go in and buy a total bond pie. You can even buy ETFs, so you can buy stocks, you can buy mutual funds, you can buy ETFs through M1 Finance. So you can go in and buy a REIT, or a real estate investment trust, and you can also hold some gold, and you can put some large cap in there, and it creates your own special little pie. And every time you add money in or take money out, it rebalances that pie to establish something called the efficient frontier, according to modern portfolio theory. So it's always rebalancing for you. I love the interface. I really, really do. Let me log into M1 and then I'll put it back on the screen for you so we can take a look at what it really looks like inside. You'll be able to see my account, although I'm going to hide my private information because I love y'all, but don't want you playing around with my stuff. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. We'll go over here. Great. So let's put this back on here. Okay, so we can come in here, and here's the top menu. This is actually my account, my name up here. So we click on Discover, and we can go to M1 Pies, Fund Screeners, Stock Screeners, or my watch list. So once I've signed up, I'll have to give them my $100. That's the minimum. So you give them $100. You give them some information to establish your trading profile. You need to give them some personal information, so they have your tax information and all of that. It is, of course, an investment. Anytime you go to a bank or a broker, or if you went through an advisor, they would ask you for the same information. There's nothing weird about that. You will find that anywhere. So they're going to ask for like your social security number. They're of course going to want you to link it to an account so that you can trade or put money in and take money out. Nothing funny going on there. So let's go over here. Let's say that you want to plan for retirement. I know a lot of you are retirement planners. So we go in here, and here we've got some target date funds. So target date fund is a pre-made pie from M1 Finance. And we're going to say that I plan to retire in 2050, and I'm an aggressive investor. Boom, I click on that. It tells me a little bit about it, and it shows me what it owns. So this is a pre-made pie, and I can add this pie to my pie. So I can own multiple pre-made pies, and each pie is like a mutual fund or an ETF where it holds a bunch of underlying securities, which is really cool. So I can add that to my pie, and I can build my pie around some of this, plus maybe some other things that I want to own. Maybe I want to own a few shares of Apple stock outright, or whatever it is. So it tells you it holds 15 different underlying assets. The expense ratio of this fund is 0.1%. So that every fund has an expense ratio that'll be on top of your 0.25% from M1 Finance, but that's still a tiny, tiny fee when you consider the fact that most advisors will charge you upwards of 2%. So we see it has a dividend yield of about 2%. It gives us a little risk information. And the risk here is based on volatility as compared to the S&P 500. So that's, of course, just one measure of risk. We can measure risk a lot of different ways. And then we have year-to-date, 1 year, 3 year, 5 year annualized returns, and some information about this pie. And of course, I could go in here and I could go to the VEA. I could look up VEA. VEA is a Vanguard fund, and I could look up that Vanguard fund, and I could find out what exactly that Vanguard fund holds, because that fund's going to hold underlying assets as well. So I could know that if I really wanted to go in depth. So you really have a lot of information here. It's simplified, so for really advanced investors, you're going to find that it doesn't have all the robust features that you might want. I have personally talked to the founder of M1 Finance, and there's a chance in the future that they may move into offering some of those things. So we can scale down to a 1 month time frame. We can see the performance over a month. We can see the performance over 5 years. And that's really what we've got. That's all we need to know about this. And we hit escape up here. Let's go over to the stock screener. So we can go into the stock screener, and I can find individual stocks to hold. Let's say I know that I want Apple. Click on Apple. Here it is. Boom. I can add it to my portfolio. I can add it to my watch list. Tells me how much it's trading for right now. M1 Finance does trade in something called a trading window. That's one of the ways that they keep their prices low. So when you go to buy your stock or your mutual fund or your pies, whatever it is you're buying, it's going to purchase it at a set time in the future, and you can tell exactly when those times are. So if you were really worried about market volatility, you think maybe the price is going to go up or down, you're really worried about that, you could trade or add it or remove it from your pie really close to that trading window, and that might help you minimize your exposure to that. But if you're really worried about that, then this isn't the platform for you. This is for someone else. So here we go into fund screeners. We've got stock screener, fund screener, M1. These are pre-made pies from M1. So I wanna emulate what Warren Buffett does, which, I mean, who can say that's a bad idea? We go to the Berkshire Hathaway pie. This is a pie made by M1, and it owns all the same things and all the same weights that Berkshire Hathaway does. It's made to emulate the performance of Berkshire Hathaway. And you can see that over 5 years, it's up 57.5%, which is pretty darn good, in my opinion. I think that's pretty cool. So maybe you want to add some Warren Buffett to your portfolio. You just add this little pie in there, boom. And that pie could make up 10% of your portfolio. It could make up, that pie could just be this little portion, and then this could be your Apple stock. This could be your retirement portfolio, and so on and so forth. So these are some of the reasons why M1 is such a great option. The other reason I love it is because you can pull it up on your phone at any time. It allows you to buy, sell, check what's going on. You can do anything on here on your phone that you can do on the fully featured trading platform. I really love the intuitive interface, so I'm not going to show you my personal account, but this is really what it looks like on the dashboard. And this is what it looks like on the kind of their summaries, and you can really get a sense of what's going on really quickly. So this is, again, this is M1 Finance. I encourage you to go check it out. I think this is an amazing, amazing trading platform for people who have low assets, who want to be really in control of the way that their portfolio is made and to be able to move that around at any time because there are no commissions. You're not going to get dinged for adding Apple stock and then removing it because maybe you thought it was a good idea, now you don't, whatever. You can move it around, mess with it as much as you want. It's intuitive, it's straightforward, it's powerful, but it's simple, it's easy to understand. I have never used a fintech app that is as well put together and as sleek and elegant as M1 Finance is. It's just really clean, it's really easy to understand. So for an investor with a low amount of money, even as low as $100, any of you can come up with $100, toss that $100 into M1 Finance and get started learning how to take control of your investments today. It's wonderful, 100% recommend it. Please consider using my link. I have an affiliate link, so I'll get a small kickback from that, which would really help me to continue maintaining this website and providing more information for you to learn how to use M1 Finance. Send me a message, leave a comment, reach out, say hi, have a chat with me, and I'll answer any specific questions that you have. Of course, this is not specific investing advice. I can't give you specific investing advice. I don't know your personal situation. I have not considered your risk tolerance or your risk profile. I have simply recommended the use of M1 Finance as a trading platform for investors looking to get started with a great, intuitive, powerful platform where you'll have full control and the ability to trade with as little as $100 in anything that you want. Highly recommend it over any of the other fintech apps on the market for those reasons. Have a good day, everybody. Leave me some comments and click on the link. Go check out M1. Peace.